Mama na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Anka menya anka before will take a deep breath in, set back, assess what is happening in the current in the country currently, so that they will have a different strategy to come out with. But enam say oman kasano omo ansheda ehun kwan omo faso lusu the election in 2024 abysmally no. They don't know the strategy to approach. Nanka muwo obia mu communication team leader or speak mo flag bearer like Miracles Abronye early di mu communication. What do you expect from the people? So where is the position of Miracles Abronye? And see, look at the people who are communicating for MPP. You can really assess and know, say, they are just up to propaganda. Just a propaganda they want to do. But it is not going to help them. If they really want the indecisive Ghanaians who are neither MPP nor NDC to vote for them, then they must come out intellectually for us to know, say, these are the people we need to support. Or this is a political party we need to join. But if they continue to be mischief, they continue to be propaganda to the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian, like my senior brother, Dr. Awen Gobet, like my senior brother, like my senior brother, who want to be in the middle and assess the level of the various candidates and vote for them. Those people, then you must be able to substantiate anything that you say, so that that intellectual person will understand, said, no, this is the best party I need to join. And the NPP, they are too much on the propaganda line, but I'm not surprised because they want to remain in opposition for long. That is why they are going that line. But I wish, say, Anka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia krano on babontin me kashe, because Osha acquire young man 2 months bail ya, and I'm so Emma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe issue sa letter we are Abronye. What is the track record of Abronye? And your papa when I did that so from penny for atem wo Ghana hase. Yeah nyam penny for ma me kashe. Enti onse me kase ase nema ekoso no nyina no ase Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia onimu bi. Abronye did atem obedi aso from penny for Ghana hase nyina no. Ase Mahmoud Bawumia no bi. Enu ti na ma no 2 weeks remand odimrika waba be issue letter no. And in the letter no there, it is just to support the recalcitrant communicators of New Patriotic Party to continue to go that line, so that it will create a certain tension in the system, as if NDPP is any other alternative to go with. But I think, say, Ghanaians are weighing the two sides, the two main political party, and no, say no, NDC is on track. NDC is doing what Ghanaians want. They are delivering based on their manifesto. They are delivering and resetting the country for us. So, in summer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia beka any day, any nine, any sre, and any jonku. Enti me enjina. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia uncle da. Now he should take a notebook, put it on his chest, and write some of their wrong things they did when they were in power. Assess how the communication is going in the various media platforms, so that he can pass it down with his communicators, so that always they will not find themselves wanting. And what is the track record for all these people who have been arrested? One will ask. Last time, now a certain member from the Sunyane, last time, another gentleman or Kasa Didi judges at them. She asema Abronye kokai, basa judge be a man ruling, and you want to attack the judge, and this is not good. You may have your opinion and on a judgment, but you cannot attack the judge because he's holding office for the Republic of Ghana. And I wish say Anka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko be issue na message na be issue and there is very shameful just to write something or say something to boost them so that they can continue to be indisciplined on the media platform. That's what he did. So I wasn't so much surprised. What surprised me most is that, is it not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who was the vice president of Ghana yesterday, 2024-2023? 2016, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now running classes, lectures across the length and breadth of this country. Obi anyana hwe. But sene enkofobi are taking a certain stand. And they want to communicate for new patriotic party. No one want to stop them from communicating for their party. But we are talking about he who calls for equity must come with what? Clean hands. Right. You cannot use, say, human rights to talk, human right to communicate, freedom of speech. Based on that ground, and you can use any words that cannot be substantiated. Words are only say you don't have any empirical evidence. You don't have any evidence. I chess asema okano enokre twifobe kano bosremuka asema obo siremu na waka na ya oyonkofo de na o kwatra media so na wakeka na chesa o kasasa akeke se bi impreduasa o man etimi emna ewo ha your freedom of speech, freedom of movement, of everything. But anything you do, you must also know, say, we have law in this country. So, it must be in conformity of the law of the republic. Say, in nema obakikano, say, ye kom na ene Ghana ye mra no ebo bra. And there was a young fro, now mbechirem, kwa fa so aye den, okika nema bia aye den, okaye. Because in the they are injurious to the republic. They are threats to the republic. And all you use certain words. That's they are injurious, they are threats to the freedom and the liberty of the republic. We need to call you to come and then explain the rationale behind your words. And the New Patriotic Party people, no one is trying to stop them from communicating from their party for their party. And yeah, politics. Sometimes when you are in opposition and when you are in power, your communication style, your communication strategy is always different. So I think the New Patriotic Party, they need to get a national communication officer who is very strong, who understand communication, so that that person can really teach and guide them when they are going to their various media platforms, so that when they go, they will know what to say. And then they'll know what not to also say, because some of the things that you say, you be hold you accountable for it. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I'm very disappointed in him. Sir, someone who is looking forward to become a leader of this country, someone who has been a former vice president of the republic, and a record na a born a pachano. Now, what's me church maybe sano dear. I mean, I'm not too much surprised, because his records shows that he's a very incompetent person. He's someone who just watch. He doesn't really pay much attention. He just watch and give opinions. So, and run the message now, and them feel say, hodo rather message, and na obetro ye no. Nyama otro no they appeal to MPP for say, mon koso na mon kika de mo kika no, even though no kre bia nim. Eno na ebema ya relevant. Eno na ebema ya ti MPP for yen cancel say party no enku ye. Isan say amanfo kra feel say ene de MPP party ne egu. Enti mo betima kika ne ma bia se ye chiche na amanfo feel say ase ye tita mo fa ode ne sa na ma na de bia ebema tension aba krom na say aban no na ase wo ye sa ne mo bi sa enti mo nkoso ye enti we ye penimboni a ye ka say emofra ewe na nka oka ho bi enti ono no ka ho bi ono na ehye omukutupa ono na gira omachi e na all yes they should continue the line they are going. Now me anka menya anka before we take a deep, that is it. Secondly, was it minority for issue letter e de akwakoma
petition the president over Dumso recently and then cocoa prices, any EPA crisis, and more say for on the EPA path, so EPA no recruitment to be now I was in China your constitutive board answer 19 o man fanfa emra kwan mu na cocoa ni bo so ya so as say Emma Equiafor ho extra omo and also power outage. You know, so you see a man called for businesses coffin and no.
Oh, this is dead on arrival matter. Cocoa price, and I think is dead on arrival. Time cocoa price. Yeah, say oh, call Ghana. A German swing in an cocoa born I above from and unti a hubby say betty cocoa so. And I'm before Mooney almost kutukum. And yet a German cocoa bore and alcohol from anything NDC for yet cocoa so. Nemo NDC for no mutimia ding and no muti cocoa bosso, a won't peck your fossem. No more banom casam be my biano 6,000 Ghana cedis. Into our second biasono. So 60%, 70% on person from Mercury or seeing from mom by all miss. I'm say and before me cause the first no and maybe a trauma nam move from home educated elite political party or something. But I acquire illiteracy party and new patriotic party. No. I say they don't read, they don't compare the situation happening in Ghana with the rest of the world. Today are they not learning globalization? Are they not learning it in their various classrooms? Then, if they are not learning it, I think they need to go back to their various classrooms and go and study. Because Ghana is not living in isolation with the rest of the world. We are living with other part of the world because anything that we do, someone is in US, someone is in China, someone is in UK, has a certain level of interest, especially based on our cocoa beans. Because it is our raw materials that becomes their input. But what I say, so they are following cocoa na you produce for Ghana henyina and ye Ghana haya na use no. You produce cocoa no Ghana hasia. Ye the ko German so yakwa koto. Yakwa koton. And ya $1 near their biden. E their bagana hasi. Enti ade na wo kwa koton no. Ade ni pa ko no beto ade na ma no. What's ade na ye mate so kra. Say no mo bebre or stock. I don't need more cocoa beans. I have a lot of stock in the next 10 years. So this is the price I can give to you. What will you do as a seller, as a producer? What will you do? You are compared either to bring the goods back to your country, hold it for some time, and if it is necessary, you can sell it later. Should the price increase? What if you store that particular raw material for some time and the price doesn't increase? Have you lost or you have gained? So cocoa na ye tono million ma kwafo nyina ye to cocoa no Ghana ase de kwa brochi ne akoton abrochi for say cocoa no mo bebere abusu kra o mo man so nti o metima to this is the level of price o metim dey amaye couple with the fact say see aye ka say kra no dollar no price no kwasa aba from dollar apart from because of the prudent management of the economy nti no wo koton kwa na wo de $60 dia bakwa na sika no be dey e be kakra bi nti akrafo yi je domo wo hwe Ghana cocoa price framework now. And I was saying ma ekwafo I think 60% or 70% maximum. Now 70% no say for mom no. Who should the current world price of cocoa? We need to give the farmer at least 1,200 Ghana cedis. But John Dramani Mahama, because of the special love he has for cocoa farmers, was say, I'm giving you people 90%. Because when I give you 60% or 70%, it will not help you. Let me support and give you 90%. Okay. And see, the new patriotic party members, led by their minority leader, they are very much aware, say, cocoa price, local German, so apart from article from Omunim, they are not, they are aware, and yes, Omunim. Now, so, it's say, acquire politics, I the air, you know, Omube throw a certain picture. Yanko and never be a church or never be in a media phone can was them. Okay. Now it becomes a topic for discussion, just like they are success in doing a menu and I can't petition was me.
Richard, Mesama Brenna Waba na Mesam Wabi Memo Bread Nafi what be more kama that was Richard Ni I National Communications member of the NDC. Richmond, mammy to you. But my main committee for said, Mr. Samson Awen Gobet, chairman, the PNC, was also executive secretary, Exporters and Importers Association of Ghana. He's seated. Mr. We go baby aboko.
I don't.
Yeah, baby I'm free by.
Now, man say what interest we guess na. I say me we me didn't who are you na. Aja, but this and probably me no baby na. Kwa me friend say me I guess awi. Man say why introduce me akuma me no. One thing about utifo amane say. Akaka na chama rungu bejuane ye. I'm say akwa no kura ambo madi kura ambo a. No kura because anya sports. Minimum no sports, minimum no. Na bube ene na na otu. Omu ko fa sa sam no ba ye.
Baby makobu sa wasi o se na o he. Na o so wonam kwan so mi we mu a.
Atifo. Michia atifo.
Okay.
Mini akuma menu am ba chom wa michia chom.
Good.
Na it's good. I think say since another 3 days ago na me say
3 days ago
you took the seat. And it shows that there's a good successful plan in this house. In the absence of Bobe Nana Otu, and in the absence of Nana Otu, you used to be a Jacko. Also, Otu Unia. And you are welcome to the seat.
Thank you.
So I sit in a hot seat with fats.
Sure.
You do as a great here. Me kind of sano na Kwame. Minim say open so very happy with the. Want to recap with the what do you call it, the topics, so that I can take where to start from.
We the mama akwaba enti mama Richmond NVA.
Oh, okay.
Na fe me fa Abronye ema.
No problem.
Say na we say mama akwaba.
No problem.
Enti said there also so mama akwaba no. Me yiri say we are offense so no ye be kasa.
Me da say.
I say no okwe we e chemistry. Richmond ma video.
Okay, ma me fa ntia command beautiful nyina.
Yeah.
May take it from the former vice president, Lieutenant Ochoa. I don't know if the former president has a thing with lawlessness. If he has a certain love for lawlessness, because ever since NDC Bar Biano, anybody who makes remarks and I say anything that goes contrary to your laws, na say emrano any nipa ni dia says any pano APA free police custody and na say any law enforcement custody pe ubehuno na nipa no akochia your former vice president no na nipa ni na akodi nkika ho asa ebia asabi o ono na wasoma no so onkoye de oye ye say nkrofo no so and because Omunim said that is the only thing that would draw the former vice president's attention to them. Anything that they are continuously doing that. Baku yes, I cannot see TikTok now. Odi insem hunu na ye chain no.
Akofo adonyame. Na adonyame.
Boy baku bi there chain or wouldn't be
the Greater Accra Regional Police headquarters no.
On say omodoso. Also, and you know, the particular on Ghana is one slim dark tall guy. Be now he has a fancy comedy. Fancy comedy. Opinion the first place he went was to meet the former vice president. And you know, say in Semna Kolani Kikano. And yasempa. And let's imagine say you know na no ye omampini. And I will be and I said you me radio say make us san sem ne fa ne ho. No tia. Ebe any day. And now say obi atunebo a creating an image, an intellectual property. I cry from a designing or logo FFSA. Na me mafa logo no say na na mafa. Na me de ABR BB enye doesn't speak well of the station. Na me de akotale ho. Na ma posti without even giving credit to the first person or creating his image no. Nipa no afum ayebone per the laws. Na imrani ne dia wa betro say your friend is saying freedom of speech ne den enye on my way mu e na yete ama Manasseh Azuri fled this country because he was being chased by security apparatus. What did he say then about it? They empower Bawumia kind. Yeah, boo honorable Sam George ewo ayawasu West Wugon election. Yeah, boo no born as live. Nobody in the MPP came out to say sorry to him. Nobody, not even he, Bawumia. So he has no moral right to even speak about freedom of speech. No moral rights. Just this morning, I was reading, say, one of the courts has awarded, your friend is saying, some of the journalists now, doing the Occupy Jilobi house, you know. Yeah, awarding Bridget Otu. Yeah, awarding 150,000 with your friend is saying legal fees of about 30,000, and then the police have been also asked to go and apologize in Daily Graphic. Those things happen under NPP. Where was he then? Where was he? Where was the former vice president? And then Obedani flag bearer. In the unlikely event, say Obedani president, is he telling me, say me tinaha na say sebi o me didi na atema obeja like you just leave me she bongo ideas what Twitter no can say metro say ahomache bi na ebe fa no obi ani bebia ede no call ye o kan asem no osu omo bubo no ede nyama tichire ni ti oni bebia omde ne call ye. He was scared for his life. Today, whoa, cause nobody is even beating anybody. They are just asking. And you see, sir, your friend is saying, is he communication officer, say youth organizer recently, you know. He was invited severally to come to the police station. He was invited though. Nobody went to him and announced to arrest him. And me hey, Magodi Boni, now police are friend me phone, so can say, yeah, was station we. Now me de me pay. I can say me nko. Now you bet me. Do I have any reason to even say the omuya enye? You see, let's be real. Yeah, penny for no. They need to live by example. So I didn't nya omonka. I didn't go for no yan say nya see the kind of languages are Abronye to meeting on the radio so or on the TV so ekika. Let's even put politics aside. Yen na nipa. Let's put politics aside. Me obia politics of insult and enya dia I am there because you don't learn anything from it. Intimate now where did you no? Let's argue and learn something. Maybe not the American in Yanuke, but the Aokano, who can ye na mitiasia, mefa 1 or 2 a womb. But who didn't pattern and an ipani say, and an ipana say, and an ipani meanwhile sabi. Abronye can never be like President Mahama. He can never compare himself to President Mahama. Inti say nipa no eya de na say ebia emra no eni need na say wo abetro letter ka say we are curtailing freedom of speech ni so does it mean say yen jai nkrofo no muntina radio so that once anybody is able to buy 5 megabytes of data no wafa phone the obeka bia no aka no they are too because TikTok bet you aneka when he gets more following into no yen kan kwasese bia na enfan too no no president no former vice president Bawumia no wo ho no obi didi na attempts ana enya ne de obi edidi na attempts ana say ekika nsem ne efan ho sa na enya ne de omo kan nsem eden na MPP for anka your friend is proud to 2016 elections eden no man fa o man kan fa president Mahama he was the president then omuntem why not chi omo they stood on podiums they stood on stages and called him names. What did he do to any of them? Nkofo call your friends in demonstration for Galamsey. They were remanded. And you see, they were even in some of the videos when they go to court and they are going to Omu prisons now. You could see that it was like they were even fighting, like say, it was treason being Omu committee here, and they are fighting for their lives. These were just protesters. There was no protesting or demonstration under MPP that there was no clashes between police any protesters no. And then omu to be machiako Jubilee House echo deliver a friend is saying petition. They are kind. They were arresting people. Some barricade. They could barricade from there to 37. They could barricade from presidential palace all the way to 37 because omun person will be unya tra ho a ombeche. But today they are able to march and go to the presidential palace and give petition to the president, and you are still saying say freedom of speech is under siege. And no every him and no every him. If I have not known anybody that is tolerant, President Mahama, he's one of the most tolerant presidents we've ever had in this country. And that is why even his own party people, some people are even angry, say he's too tolerant. And so father for all syndrome now of far free, ne papa President Mills Hono, of blessed memory, of far free ni Hono, onya no onya den onja. Because the man just likes to let things slide. Oh, we munja. But when you are doing that, then it means that you are giving people precedence. Say, oh, we are. You deal with people with the law. Obiakofa obi intellectual property. I defame me. We not mo say freedom of speech is being curtailed. How? Not just obi di bonia. You find a way to cover it. Obi edin sem you find a way to cover it because it's going in your favor. Eko yema. Eko tia wo opponent into you are happy. Is that the principles we want to lead this country by? Is that the kind of president we want for our country? Is that the kind of leadership I per se they will be looking up to? Is that the kind of leadership we want? That somebody will be condoning bad things, will be condoning evil? Is that what we want? Is that the kind of person we want as a president? I don't think so. Looking at all the presidents we've had, even Onwa ni Papa Ekufuado, Onwa his own boss Ekufuado, before he came to power, everybody saw him as an angel. Everybody saw him as an angel. Everybody saw him. He was the president Ghana needed at the time. Ekufuado be the president. Because my president John Dramani Mahama would have gone down as maybe the worst president in the fourth republic. He would have gone down as the worst president in history of the fourth republic. But Nyamia Dominti Akufo-Addo be the president or my way 8 years. Am I hui? Be president 8 years. Am I hui? And then that was why Ghanaians saw that they were not fair to President Mahama in his first term and gave him an overwhelming majority. The trust. Say him say Jumapana na o ya no. Ombe da dan by him say obetumi abaye biom. Enti no mo de o man here den e share nensa biom. And they didn't just give him the president, they gave him majority in parliament. Said the opposite o ye bia no. Yeah. Because he trust o, e judi. And of course, he's lived up to expectation. 1 year, 5 months now, NDC Ababim. Everything is being turned around. Everything is being turned around. And the MPP, from 2017, Ghana was being ranked, I think, first in freedom of speech by RFS. Since then, it has dropped steadily till 2024. We have become one of the worst countries from 2017 all the way to 2024 that could guarantee freedom of speech. Data no obi opese bia on call online on call share. Until NDC came back to power. Even more journalists, more central for we can say under this government they are now believing in freedom of speech. They are now believing in press freedom. Again, journalists are here na yanchi enya on my way mu na yete and na UTV eye program ama tax bi bora omu studio say adentia member of parliament for Agona Swedo atro letter B or so watiti omu letter bi mu o say bibi nti omu hwehwe na abu no enti show na enkoso. What did the president say then? What did the vice president say then? Okay, I don't even want to dwell on because the presidents and the MPP is a lot. If we want to speak about it, a dozen. And you know, for me, I think it's just he just wants to feel relevant. He just wants us to know say he's still around. And I'll ask every Ghanaian to disregard whatever he's saying. And on mine, you see, the Ghanaians are descending now. Voters know they are descending. They know what is right, what is wrong, and what is happening. And that is why I believe strongly say even the cocoa farmers now on grounds, they know the truth of what is going on across the world. Since here, no people are smuggling cocoa from Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana to come and sell. Yes, starting, sir. Your friend is saying world market prices, no. MPP for starting, and now Cote d'Ivoire price no cry yes in Ghana, and now Cote d'Ivoire and T prices. So Cote d'Ivoire was trying to hedge their pricing. No more shares market no be favor more. So they were delaying in reducing the pricing. When the time came for them to reduce, reducing it was way below what Ghana was offering. NDC promise say about 70%. What we are giving now is almost about 90%. Even at the time, cocoa prices hit all-time high on the world market. How much was MPP giving the farmers? A paltry 3,100. When you do the maths, no, it's almost like maybe a 30%. When you do the math, Obia Okiani akodon ni cocoa no aton ni cocoa no. Oh, G70%, man 30%. Now. Your friend is saying government now no man no 90%, edgy 10%. No, who catch and say or no price in yet. Why are they trying to throw dust into the people's eyes? Now, okay, see, no petition on the common president. No, it's for what? Because they have roamed only to coin akọ cocoa farmers ne ho akọ kekan sem aye videos and soon they've not been able to convince the farmers say esikana ye de mamu no enye. It's a petition on the president. What is it? On fanya den. Me person me on petition on fanya den because more grounds no. Muni cocoa farmers ya kodin kika ho. Ebi mu kra ba ba mama odi yenka. Mama odi yenka. Ni nyine echi no. Mo asan put your petition e dey come president. Na say juma na mko no it wasn't successful. Na say grounds na mko no mo an to me hu say ekuafo no omunim de eko. Then you have to present a petition to president who say bia mu ye adwuma bi and I say micro minority no bo adwuma bi mo nya hwe.
Okay.
Omo nya hwe.
Okay.
Intermediate I'll just plead with Yempen for no say adwuma pa na omo ye sisi ana ama Ghana fo asoma adwuma omo na ama obi akoma to ne yem no omo nkoso nyame nka omo ho ye bompa ya omo mo obi biara o Ghana bia ne ho ato no usori anape bia bompa ya ma Yempen for no say dwuma pa omo di omo nkoso no mundi na ye nyina ye ho nya den ento yen.
But I say, and that was Richmond Adam Sram Sai, my national communications member, the NDC. My member chairman, my chairman Samson Awin Gobet. Chairman, my me NT, madam, my me said na o request former Vice President Bawumia PENDREAM. After say Abronye ya money bill no. And ordinary statement by and no ekase sisi en wosha democracy and free speech you know sisi is under siege in Ghana and never and then minority a petition the president over a cocoa prices sisi a from ne EPA crisis and any dum so maminti chairman
that's it before because asam no e pese ati for Ghana for niti edu awia na Ghana for nyina eti citizens show Accra FM
sure
na menenam debi awia FM na bikote asambe
okay
na service me pese misra ebisa se eye nokra na na se nokra Ghana for nyina omon tamichi na yambosa dewuru no na sa suban a some ministries and government agencies eti wo ministries hono service uko GRA wa department bi for no Kimbu mo taxpayers office
okay
na sa Kimbu tax hono omojiji who say ministries and department ya omuma contracts
yes
so omuma contracts suppliers and other things no or the contract a man I will go with that or two will be a friend of withholding tax. So much to take withholding tax and then I say within my ministries no mumfa koya tax with them munko tuya majere o mumfa nko hear me abai ministries taxes now to say Ghana for our suppliers. And now Ghana near acquire contract or ministers execute. You bet you ga a withholding taxes. Sa tax no so on fa koba GRA Kimbu division no. Sa nti agent minister enti won say etia amon tua yo minister for amon tua. Say no cross minister ha e no cross moon titi sa withholding tax na mon fa ko GRA a kire mon fa kire koma GRA.
What is that ho then?
Because one team tiska no na mon fa ko GRA. Now the same people Baba can say, oh, yeah, you just can finance minister on releasing sika. Finance minister on finance samamu. No way. Bibi say you. Say no cross ministries and departments. Our Ghana no. Say Ghana ni banye ana abrofon mi banye contract wo mo wa. Yeti withholding tax. Yeti sa withholding tax we are. And so on fa ko ba GRA.
Yes.
Na ko consolidated account. Na finance minister beto say me ko yiska Emma contractor Emma minister of health Emma education ministers you ever where you go na na maskunu me boa na
Sure.
na say muti ministers no muti saske no ene mo fa ko ma GRA ya but GRA for amunti me ko private sector me come for the importers exporters manufacturers they should go and harass those people meanwhile who jiska consolidated ska spend it. Would the tria would the juma ho? Mo to take withholding taxes. Bom for Koba GRA. President Mama. Utiemia. Echena. Director all ministries and agencies. So mo have withholding taxes now. Mo for Koba GRA. Mo for Koba GRA. Mo for encontram office no mo ye meetings alawa and then dabi. Sans gina ese ko. Because the way your baba tea was for kono, the way your baba tea manufactures carry kono, sana your tea with holding tax. I
said the call.
I said for Koba GRA. Any go as a pa. Enye, enfata, echiri, a bon can, say no crack. Say ministers now, motiti hono. With holding tax, no more for Kofalia. Any, we should name them and shame them. So we are part of the agencies, and now Mr. One fact. So we do holding tax kwa. Achina Pierre because adabi. Yere ya fare we holding tax. They come GRA. Omo amon fa kono. They know themselves. But government agencies shouldn't behave like that. What do you mean? Because it is uncalled for.
Because Sikana Watana and Yodia, I was Sikana Echo.
We are chief director of ministries.
I was say the appropriate quarters. Now abani to
media. Supply. Woman will be contract, no renovation. What you holding tax? I don't know for Koba GRA.
We are no maka say abang releases.
Oh, we are not say abang releases kayo. But I'm saying go fight. The papa and mommy go talk. Fast can na.
Yeah.
We don't tax on what you no. I don't know for Koba GRA for.
That be oti at hold ya den.
Enti me pa me chop bebre. Achina, the person who say GRA commissioner general, say no crap. Name and shame. My God, for you who say this agency, these ministries, they are withholding tax. They are not bringing. No, only now are withholding taxes.
Yes.
Because they are giving jobs to people every day now.
Sure.
If they are paying you, they don't pay you and say you to go pay. Their tea was source. What TV I say first can come back GRA.
Now abani immediate developmental project.
Number 2, Yoko. Yatiha. Now Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine. Because say they are referring Yamin. Yenya Yamin, enemy near Abanga. The NDC vice chair, first vice chair, right?
Sure.
Or second vice chair, first vice chair.
First vice chair.
Second vice chair. Any Yamin, the NDC national organizer. How many na Yamin yapa? Say, yasi kalam say, Asambia area from. You are referred to Yoko, and say they are ready and willing to cooperate with Yoko. Bessie and ne. Meno Casa Bessie and ne. Me to say, Yamin. Or one farm. Obi Amfino. Abangus are Obi Amfino. Yoko report now, why? Move On for report number. Now you break. Hence, they are tarnishing the image of this gentleman.
Yes.
Almost what was here for? Answer now. Oja hoko NDC. Mamrika Sambe Bray. You see a grandbo of Jubilee House or yeah, President Staffer. Anambwa.
Yeah.
One of the things you can say, Bawumia is not decisive, he cannot take decisions on his own. Okay, pa.
Sure.
Inti, and you statement about where the two gentlemen, Jimmy say he has been pushed. He has been pushed. He has been pushed to make wrong statement at wrong time. That's what I see. I'm not saying that as an opposition leader, of course, he's supposed to fight for his people. He's right to fight for his people. He has all the moral right, all the legal right to fight for his people. But as somebody we are paying out to fear. I'm saying as somewhere a bar, men found who call fast as some. Any Jana, Nanabi, Moona, Samu, Kudumunua, a fair markets Monqua, because we are presidential candidate. We are potential president. Sene, Serem Sai Kai Nasam. Say, China, Yam Kupo Yaduna, Bawumia by present. No obisuka TV bi ne ka say Bawumia wo we karaman wo we pok time ya ka say Bawumia onum obu oyese no na enyame ya pa because I know Bawumia is a very religious Christian Muslim. Despite the fact that he has break the barrier because don't buy as vice president who's the first name say Kramoni onhe munu ye funu onhe funu Kramoni na there was even though we were together but say oko sorry there say no na entisa but Bawumia came and rebuilt that unionism in this country and that alone I admire him so much. So say Matthew be because Bawumia Karamana na preko na me nipa no obodam say gafra obodam because you can't go and say such a very religious Muslim brother no okwa Karamana oh ya no until I say here there, not you don't even need Camouflage to fight for him. All of us should fight that. Look, you can't say that to a sitting vice president and somebody who's aspired to become the number one president of this country. Until say, and here, and I'm boy. Until for me, no, say, Obia Kofa, President Mama, say, oh, yeah, Jay, I find him a true, a dressing of a fair, and a children. I hope, as Bawumia, knowing as Muslim tradition, gayism is something that, and lesbianism is something that is prohibited. You want to say law? Can I to about there? Cool, yes. And say, I don't think that my senior brother Bawumia should come to defend people in that regard. Let your boys go, and then you come and Obama prapra and advise them. If you have to rebuke them. And say, look, because Ghanaians, look, let me tell you, Ghanaians, yampe kasakwa emfoko Jubilee House. Kasakwa emfoko Parliament Bill. Ghana for pe enokre. Anya na enokre ka say dey na enokre. Say na mani pak obikoye jo mama no, sa na ma obikoye Bawumia. Ko omu ye ina ye pepe for person na ebi because say pepe niwe say jo mama be president say pepe ni want to be president. And then ebi omu ko fa tani baba. Jo mama ye tani a Bawumia tani kitwa. Anamwa. Nti san tani sam no. Ya ina ya jale no. Because they now believe that tani awa adi papa. Nti boko fa MP Bawumia ba. We are ya ina jinutum. You go fa jo mama any go fa jo mama ba. Ya jinutum ente jo mama ba be president no. So I think that if Bawumia will speak as a president candidate, I know David as opposition leader, there are issues that, of course, automatically he will make statements. But for Abronye to go and tell, say, sitting judge, you could just see our law school. Abba, we are the meter now.
And then I make a question. Or examiner.
Oh, yes, na Semiko University. Now we call you Sia. Say in your F. I am boy. Ah, oh no, Abronye no. So no, yes, no, or Macolana or how
I'm here to go to Makola.
Oko.
This is what watch meaning.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
He has not been called.
He has not been called.
It will be LLB.
Until on also no, until on your see, until the Alfrana. So there are certain things that you don't go there because say the banner show now on your F, but on your C day, and that qualifies him to graduate from school and become a lawyer and become a judge. And judging, not judging based on her strength, but according to our constitution, 1992 constitution. Why would you go and attack the person? Ogunu who fin on him sir? Are you contempt?
Yeah.
On him sir, contempt. But apart from that, no, okay, Sammy, now me as a community, no, now me who say yes, be but just that you went to the extreme. As a man, okay, I say any day the arrest any opposition member be a they record Sakon. I don't think Sakon kwa. And now on the police for no more day. What it means is that it's just like during MPP 2024. When can Dapa say now there was something, there was some issue be unanimously there. Unanimously decision no. Also amu ye. Okay, even though the party fried him, but that was the reality. So the reality is that if government should be an IGP office should be revised, because if it is true, it means that there are other courts. Don't we have confidence in the other courts? Say a Japan court, there are other courts, a Democrat court, and see they should look into that, because that is a legitimate institution. But to go to the extent by attacking the judge sitting in her court, no, I think that on his court, is it a he or she?
She, he.
Yes, I think that is not good or good. Now that is why they reminded him. Even though I strongly believe that he could have criticized as he said, no, but not to go in that personal tangent. And I think that probably that made the court to refer him for 2 weeks remand. If Bawumia you will come, I think you should rather come to appeal to your team that please, especially the way Nanabi and Co went to CRA office, head office, and they wanted to scatter things, because, and of course they know, Nanabi and Co knows that during their time, as he said, you can't go to the CRA content and say you are going to do press media. No, it wasn't. If it was not accepted by then, it is still not accepted now.
No.
And they said that go and get clearance from the Public Affairs Department. What prevented them from going to the Public Affairs Department and say we want to speak to the media? And of course you are part of the headquarters, very close to the your friends say very close, isn't it?
Yeah.
They could have gone to the party government at Abraga here to do their press conference. The media will follow them anywhere they want to go. Even press center, they could have just come to press center, there is a press center, and speak to them. They know that it is never done during their time, and it cannot be done under this, because the police headquarters there is not the political party headquarters. It is a public office, and for that matter, there is public order, and they have to protect it. The police have to protect our laws, isn't it?
Sure.
So the police didn't do anything bad if they had stopped them not to do grand interview within their premises, and I think the police had so much to do so. If today MVP is petitioning President Mahama for cocoa pricing, so they now have hope, and they believe that President Mahama can solve an issue for them. And these are the people who discredit President Mahama. These are the people who said President Mahama is coming back to do what he needs to do. And I answered them, okay. 2024 years we were here. Former President Akufo said, even described me as perpetual candidate, what is he come to do? And the man came and changed this. So now, Afenyoke and his team, they even went as far as to Koko and say, na Yamamu rich Apesi and Kodombre your first pie and Kobe Minamamu Omuni Jie. Actually, say a papa Ukokurasa. She said there's nothing like Kura. Say a come to Ghana for Dabi and the President Mahama. maybe they are petitioning to tell Jawara, look, win him. Magana Fondi, yeah, do and Jai, and Johnny imported free among neighbor. Maybe that's why they put in their petition. And not that they put in the petition about prices of cocoa. Because the cocoa farmers themselves are satisfied. Yes. In fact, Mama Udia Kakoraka say, or the cocoa got toy, and all Jiska, and all that Mama say, and all this Kabika on Fambra. I know, where you know in this country?
Yes.
And so I think that petition fall flat. Number 2, EPA crisis and Omokanasam. I remember that when the EPA new boss came, there was a very serious issues at the time. You remember?
Yeah.
Sir, Galamsey crisis, no. In fact, the prof mentioned that, but I admire her from far because she was able to go round off the country, and they needed more hands to support them to work. I don't see anything wrong if they recruit and later the board sit and regularize it, because the board can always sit and regularize it.
Sure.
It's not the contract that they've got to sign. Say your contract, and I'm going to question that contract shows that says you should have gone through the board before it get to public procurement. But she has signed the contract without even going through the board and without going through. That's a breach of our procurement laws. But for employees there, they have to work for the state. They are tendering to employ.
They did.
When they lost government, they were handing over on the 7th January. They employ.
Yeah.
Didn't they employ?
They did.
At that time, was their board still working?
That be.
They dissolved all these boards.
They dissolved those boards.
But still, I'm recruiting.
So we should go back and check at the time they recruit. Were the board in force?
No.
So you see who kutua no be so here and now wouldn't do him so uchiache China film can know these people are doing. They are communists. I call them, they are jokers of bureaucracy. They are jokers. And I don't see anything that Fayamake does. Masa, Fayamake is also me Koka, me Pano Casa, but who's a Fayamake? Also, by acting now, the film you have a topper or your comedies. Or to me, a name of now we are minority leader. I'm not surprised or a micro minority leader. Now, sir, democracy in there. But when I saw Nima, me catch and say, Yakopo Uno. President Mama was addressing us. It's the time. And I'll be far placard or buy our auditorium. No, Ghana in a omuhe. One background bow here. Oh, so President Mama can say, oh, or being kind there. It's like he has something to draw his attention. Now, later, I'll catch, oh, Ghana is a democracy. If you have any beef with someone, you go have the beef with the president. But Ghana is a democratic area. So there's democratic credentials in Ghana, you know. Oh, now say your research be, and you place Ghana in certain positions. Say about your car coming with Kabia under President Muhammad. But MPP over Yachu. Over Yachu. You been arrested. Your friend says, "Sa girl law, you see, quite law or your law be Makola only from Waka and friend. Yes, you show me now, of course.
What's it? Bridget Otto.
No,
Bridget Otto. No, you're Bridget.
I entered the 700.
I even know the girl personally.
Julabi House.
Democracy Hub.
Yes. And so, Bawumia, he was a vice president.
Yeah.
Senator Barakano, na yantishi wano, no ankahi. And to say, no, say, Ghana is search and the searcher. I think that this shouldn't come from him. Bawumia, you are a serious president candidate. You want to form government 2028. And if you start this way, the Gen Zs will know that you are lying. Because the Gen Zs know that when they talk of democracy there, coming down fear. And the Akufo-Addo government and President Mama government, 1 2 4 2 2. And yet the same. And yet the same. Now, me back to water crisis. No, I'm if you know my limit as well. Remember, Ashama. It's Ashama. I don't know person come.
Mame farmer we na me wan fa no wi ni sorry so.
Okay.
Yeah. Samson are we go better na wate ne kana. Richard. Mame to you.
Okay. So far I think say
water crisis in
nah. Almost you are shorty. Away.
Wager say your treatment plant no in challenging to know or more year when you might I must say dan soma Martha Heko ma dome achimota sa areas no or more experience water shortage.
Okay, I think say water issues no me ankasa me Ghana water issues.
Okay.
I have issues with how they work. It is not a personal issue. I have issues with the way Ghana water has been structured, the way they operate. I have issues with it.
I see.
It's like they are not serious with the organization, Ghana Water Company Limited. There are not issues with their company. I don't know whether it has to do with leadership issue or how the system has been. No, I think say they need someone who can come and restructure the Ghana Water Company Limited and how they operate. That will help them to reach a lot of people in this country. Okay? My constituency, the Blobum constituency, Wager Dam now serve the whole Greater Accra. Majority part of Greater Accra. Let me say the southern part of Greater Accra. Wager area, Botiano, Domiabra, Echo, Amasama, Nene, Ipotemu. Who do you say Ghana Water cry? Meanwhile, the lake is just about 10 kilometers or sometimes even 2 kilometers away from the community. And there's no water accessible in the community. So what is Ghana Water doing about it? And these are areas that are having population over 300,000, 400,000 population. Amasaman, Botano English amount from the Blobom, and Yaso Tom and this enclave. Wejaba. And Ghana Water is not accessible there. So I think say Ghana Water, they really need to sit up. If it is about the government causing a restructure of the way the leadership are, I think it will help. And the leadership now, the person, I think that the person should be given a task. Young man, Juma say, when, and there was one year. One kasa, for quite a person find your Juma number, the blueprint of how you think you want to achieve it, Fabra, because ensure your dear beer, your moon fan check. Send you free. Obi obey you should be a etuaka. And the new one say because me feel insuma. What wager. Obi ti wager was in insuma. Obi ti botan was in insuma. Obi ti domia bra was in insuma. Obi ti ashalaja was in insuma. Insure and flow chromo.
Also not treatment plant in us.
Oh, also not treatment plant in the So I think say the Ghana Water Company need to set up because we cannot live in a district where the Wager Lake is being drawn from, and we don't have water at Domiabra. We can't do that. We don't have water at Ashalaja. We don't have water at Danchra. We don't have water in our constituency. There's no water, but there are no some parts. There's no water, but there are no. In fact, it is only boreholes, and our people are falling on. More people are drilling boreholes, and you know the cost of borehole is around 20,000 Ghana cedis before you can have this mechanized borehole connected into your poly tank. How many people can afford? So how come say Ghana Water Company Limited as a public private entity or more running, they cannot take it personal and see say okay, ensure no see it produce ensure 10 gallons we now. Ensure kra enso che anameboa. Ghana Water munso enso che maso munso enso che. Enso che kra. Nti adenti na mo fa no say a business. Na omuntimi produce enso no bebre. Na omuntimi nchama timamfo. Pipes ni guo. Ye ho no mo say pipe no e wo ho mo le pipes ni nyina. Enso na mu at times 5 months. 1 year ni nyina na enso flow back up. What is happening? It is leadership crisis at Ghana Water Company Limited, they need to sit down. They need to redesign the way they want to operate. They cannot continue with the previous way they were operating. That's very bureaucratic leadership. It will not give any better results to the people. And what is happening on there? It is an indictment on the leadership of Ghana Water Company Limited to sit up. Say fun. Support from the president, from the government. The money they are collecting. What are they using the money for? Water bill no because they are also close to Weja. Yeah. So is flow. Water is not flowing. But tell on red top kofa obeye oshiye kokrobite so flow to back. Water is not flowing. People are only falling on boreholes. Meanwhile, Ghana Water, if able to reach out to all these people, they'll pay the water. So what is really the problem? And the lake is just the largest, the big. A dao can say yantam. Yes, I can. Must say dao yantam.
Yantam.
So you know, inflow into Ghana Water for. I think say, Uncle say, oh, they should give me Ghana Water Company Limited. I'll manage it. Trust me. I'll manage Ghana Water Company Limited, and I'll make sure say people are having water flowing in the various taps because it's a public-private entity, and you should have objectives, and you must work to achieve these objectives. What are your challenges? What has been the challenges coming? How do we address these challenges? They should give the opportunity to the people who can manage the Ghana Water Company Limited so that they can reach out to a lot of people. Say excuses no adoso and then machine say and then treatment. What is your backup plan? As a serious entity like Ghana Water Company, you don't have a backup plan. What is your long term? You this 1 year, you should by now be planning 2027, 2028. So this thing happen, you should foresee it. So what is the alternative? Say if this happens, this is what we are going to do. So they need to be proactive enough. They need to set up. We cannot continue the same way we were doing before and expect the same result to happen. Ghana Water Company Limited, I think this one, I'll not side with them. They need to set up a leadership issue. They need to face it. And yeah, I'm a some important baby and so flow baby. And to Ghana Water Company for yes, Remo, the managing director for Ghana Water Company Limited, he and his team, you have been given an assignment to lead Ghana Water Company Limited. Said Joanna Mutiminya, Monfanto. Nyamfa mo mbetimaye na Ghana for eyensuo awo motab na yetimi continue this way na the BISO pipe ya pai na we dey koblemu aban we anya aban asem ibu ade aduma na show no na se ya dum so ba ye mai tai akoso mo plant yi hyehyɛ yi a leadership anameboa
sure
leadership they sat down they had a meeting. What is the best way? This one need to resolve. What is the timeline? How far? What extent could do here? What are the damages that has happened so far? What is the best way to resolve?
Richmond Adam Richmond Mamitio.
Answer na metako we no mamembo Honorable Kenneth Gilbert AJ, Minister for Housing and Water Works.
Okay.
He's a very vibrant and energetic gentleman. Ever since his appointment, he's also been on the ground. He's been moving around and doing a lot of work. Now, water issues in Greater Accra and Kasadi, the least said, the better. I mean, we've all experienced our fair share of this water crisis. But you see, during the Mahama's administration, the first administration, he tried solving this issue by creating a desalination project in Teshin, where almost the salt water almost done drinkable and so it was supplying the eastern part of Greater Accra. Spengtest, Teshin, Sakumono, Klagon, those areas. But Yanum for they closed down our project. Because I'm saying, any contract issues. Inti omu close it down sa project no, which would have eased the pressure from wager. Nanka omu wo the western parts ne other aspects nanka omu nyansuo regularly no. The number of gallons nanka beko eastern parts no. Anka no be den ebeko sankrofo no. This is what we talk about anytime we speak about prudent management of this country. Somebody who has the vision. Obi a drink kwechiri. Mama who problem na. See what's not attention ngwa pen ya. And that's our area ho pen ya. Ube hu say nsuo.
Not ngwa pen. Kantamanto.
Thank you. Me na me C5.
Okay.
Now na me call GSS. Na me C5 ngwa C5. Yetumi swa gallon, from C5 echo 5,000. That one me so gallon ku 4 gallon yi. Uswa. Because what is in you eba ho na obeko akudu ho no ki we gu ho no, but because I was so dia odi besi nyama dia o ma me ne o papa de bedware akọ ejuma ni dia o wagaza so bedware akọ school no nti I was say ye kọ ho enti me meeting say president Mahama be see sa project no wo ho no me ni je because I knew the relief I be den e de be bre nkrofo na omote sa area ho no. So if aban bi adwen nkrofo no ho aye project we say na wo aba na wo fa botaye papa bia mbetaye chire eka, because you are supposed to pay nkrofo no mu service plant no nkrofo asasina mu use no kra no, it is rented and any government owned project, so it is being paid for by government, because if you know mudi call nkrofo no, it is flowing through the pipes of Ghana water. In there was a Ghana mujiji ni nyina no, there is a percentage you are supposed to give them. It is a almost a percentage and now say okay, yes we ejuma na enye bioma. Who di omo abro and say nkrofo na wo ntina nkrofo na ntina wo abem no, who di omo na wo di omo abro. You see, water issues in Greater Accra, yeah. It's very, very painful. Nkrofo talk what like these drums, these cars need contain almost 2 or 3 times a week. And you can also say Ghana water should feed everybody, because I mean I'm not even sure they have the resources to even do that at this moment. And it will be an advocate for us. Say we should also look at the water sector. We should invest in the water sector. It is not just about management. I'm not sure some war. Your friend is saying what it takes. The government has not given them the needed support over the years. We need to even expand. So why can't we think about it? Say let's build plants around it. I bet you supply in Crawford. If the equipments are there, machines need to. Now the experts, I'm sure these issues shouldn't be a problem. Yes, we say maintenance, be na say no almost yes. But I no and almost yes the water doesn't even come regularly. It's your name, baby. I'm to see. It's your normal. I think it comes every other day, and I say after every 2 days. Now babako. And you need fear. Now you beer was meshi. Inti mesre aban no mesre pa, because nsuo die e ade a ye de diagra e ha ye nyina nsuo ni kanea enti se ne omode omani kon ho na omutumi solve ye electricity problem na dumso na ejai dumso na ya anum fo edie ani nyina ejai on my way man na yete, and people were crying so President Mahama should put off our light ye nyama na ye freeze mu no akeki dodo ye be say defrost and your man way man na yete. We were here when the light was stable for over a year. And when the issues started happening, we knew clearly said there was a problem somewhere. And yet, it is not say it will be deliberately, but problem be easy. The whole of Akosombo went off. The whole of Akosombo, by Yanu for the politics. Intimate Mesre President Mahama, Honorable Kenneth Gilbert. Say, almost solving a problem way as soon as possible. Send be ya na or affected no. Almost at as soon as possible. Mr. Omupa.
Thanks so much. That was Richmond Edem Srem Sai, brilliant one day. We want politicizing. Kwachoma, I will go bit Emrana Yemi. But Heart Builders Estate, Esa Meno Enkasa, Ope Asasi Papa. Eyeho. And mekan for Eddie Amawo when it's assassinable form litigation free. Ya register a genuine lands and Ubenya. Nebo so form the yan so be make initial deposit of 50% and after which you can within 6 months and I said 1 year and ebi ewo chopoli ebi ewo ningo ebi wo shy hills ebi ewo dawa from 0241 665 200 0241 665 200 and I say 0540 226 276. When factories rise, a giant and a protectium. So businesses a grower, a giant and a guardian future. So a busia ever invested in what matters most, giant and a secure dreams. Your friend saying, your friend SIC, State Insurance Company. For over 60 years near, SIC has been Ghana's shield, built on integrity, reliability, and care. From motor to fire, accident to travel, marine and more. Whatever you value, make sure so obey insure with confidence. Now obey insure so SIC. Insure it with care, insure with SIC insurance. Frey 0800 100 055. And I say only a broker and casa and no enebe bow. Better still, bra your premises. Where you Kumabi Richmond area, mammy Kumabi, I can't 7 minutes into my mouth. I am all three, Emma, three, nothing. If me for one, no, me find out true. Not yet, sorry, mammy, and you, Richmond.
Before I say
Richard, sorry, Richard.
I did Jumadino, during the weekend within NDC, I think some penny will be actual muti and making some comments. I think say it is all to build the party. Sometimes when someone is sharing his opinion on political reorganization, someone may take it out of context. But say anyone else na say yanka one beka. Anyone else na sampany for we ain't me free ama me kan ma yenye ho adwumantema. Bo say be wi ase no na the party no call a JJ. Inti me for instance I'll commend Mustafa Gbande, the Deputy General Secretary of the party in charge of operation. Obisi niema will be the anka or kasa di anka. Adentina anka monka no kuku onko kan ntwempene fo adwen ensiso okukom nanka niema no ensolve. Ye be that is ampa asemu kan mpene fo kwasa o discuss. We will not know about it. We are not discussing several times, but the change is not happening. That is why this man is coming out to speak, so that our leaders will also have a way to handle the issue, because it is true the party is in power. Some people feels like everything should come to their doorstep, but I rather want to encourage them that if you have any leadership of the party in charge of a certain sector, try and draw close to that leader. Rather try and draw close to the leadership. Draw close. Sometimes out of their busy schedule you may try to draw close, they may not pay attention, but the Bible even says that keep on knocking. Knock, knock shall be open. Don't give up. If you knock today and the person turns his mind away, it does not mean that you should stop. Me, Mama, you say, I'll continue to knock the doorstep of whoever I need support for my people from until the person will open my door. Okay. So I'm appealing to all the rank and file, the foot soldiers, the party branches, and all the party members who actually work so hard to bring the party to power. Say, if you feel say the power has been separated away from you, don't give up. Continue to draw close to the party leaders so that they can help you. And then also to commend Joshua Akamba. He is also out there. He's one man I look out for. Sometimes he go and stay. He said doesn't want power appointment so that other people may not feel that he's supposed to help them and maybe he is satisfied and it's not helping them. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes you need to also, I mean,
I have fine. Some people I want to commend them. And the rank and file of the entire party leadership, our party national chairman, national organizer, general secretary, party no. They should continue like that and build the party. We need the party to continue to be in power. It is out of our humbleness that will keep us in power. Our good leadership that will continue to keep us in power. Timedo Masi,